Hey, good evening, guys. This is Raj H, the author of the My Wi-Fi Office Lifestyle blog. It's a bit late, and I'm sorry if I look tired, but I thought I'd get on here real quick and make a quick video. Excuse me. Just kind of give you guys some, some focus advice about online marketing. Like I said, if you've watched any of my earlier videos, that I'm going to be coming back on a regular basis with tips. It is late and I'm tired. Tips, trainings, and tutorials, and any other thing that I any other thing that I think might be useful to you in your online marketing endeavors. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I gotta make this quick, man. I'm tired, and I'm getting more tired looking at all my dogs sleeping. Look at these guys just passed out. They're all passed out. Right over there's one, and there's another one. So they're all making me tired by looking at them. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Today I wanted to talk to you about basically the point of my message here is about when you're marketing and you want to give a message to people that's going to grab them. What do? I mean, because that is the biggest probably one of the biggest things that we have to overcome in this field sometimes is most of the time is, you can get a lot of traffic, but if it doesn't convert, or if they don't opt in, then it really makes it difficult for you to to convert and to make the to get signups, to get money, and whatever it is else that you might be selling, whether it's a service or a product. If you can't get them to sign up, then it's no use. So one of the biggest dilemmas that a lot of people have is that they don't have the proper message that reaches out to the person in a way that you can get them to convert. So what do you do for that? Well, I want to give you two real quick tips that I found that work really well, and they've been proven, not just by me but by other people who make quite a bit of money online. First of all, one thing what I'm going to tell you is this, and this is simple. It might seem simple, but if you're out there and you're doing an email campaign, or you're making videos like I'm doing now, you kind of got to catch them, right? You got to get their attention. How do you do that? Now, for example, I could tell you something like, if you want to become rich, then you're going to have to work hard, because the statistics say that 98% of the population on the planet is poor, and only 2% of the population has all the money. I mean, how interesting is that? I mean, yeah, you have to work hard to become that 2%, but how interesting is that? We're talking statistics here. Statistics are boring. Facts are boring. People don't remember facts. If I remembered every fact I heard, then I would be, I would have gone through high school and been a genius, because everything in my textbooks was a bunch of facts and statistics, and it was empirical evidence and all that kind of stuff that you just doesn't stick in your head. What does stick in your head? Can you think of something that sticks in your head? Let me give you an idea of what sticks in what kind of things might stick in your head. When I was in my 20s, I started partying a lot to get away from, and this is what I'm telling you. It was in my first video a little bit, but I'm going to give you a quick overview of the story. When I was in my 20s, like 18, 19, 20, that age, I started partying a lot, and a lot of that was because I was being pressured by my mom. I come from two heritages. My mom is Indian, and I live with her, and so how, I don't know if a lot of you know the stereotype, but it rings pretty true that most Indian parents want their children to either be doctors, engineers, or in information technology. That's like the three fields that are completely accepted. They feel that those are the only way you're going to make anything of yourself in life. So that if you wanted to do something else, it's usually not, even if you did end up making a lot of money, at first they're going to put a lot of resistance to you doing something other than those three professions. And my mom is a doctor, so she expected me to become one. So I went ahead, and because I was a spoiled brat, and I just she babied me and paid for a lot of things when I was growing up, And so I just wanted to, and plus, our in Indian culture, she taught us, you just do what your parents say. It was hard for me to follow that part of, my upbringing, because of the fact that I was raised in a place where we, at least even once we get to young adulthood, we question things. But Indian kids, even in their 20s and 30s, their parents say something, they just do it. Whereas, and so I was like, it was like a tug of war between, should I think the way Americans, I mean, I'm an American too, but should I think the way the other Americans around me are thinking, or should I think the way that my mom's teaching me to think? So, there's a real big struggle, But anyways, point is that I decided to become a doctor because, she put that pressure on me. And I tell you, when I first got there, I was real excited when I got to pre-med and everything. I got accepted, I got a scholarship for gymnastics, and so I was on my way. But once I was there in college, and and any of you who are not in college yet, you might not get this, but those of you who are in college or have already, you're past college, you remember when you were there, or if you're there currently, how you get there and you realize that there's so many options. I heard once that, the majority of people who go into college will switch their majors at least 2 to 3 times before they end up sticking to one. They'll go in originally thinking they want to do one thing, and then they end up graduating with a totally different degree. And that was kind of like how it hit me. I was like, man, there's so many other things I could do, and things that I'm actually really a lot more interested in than medicine. So that, when I tried to bring that up with my mom, it just wasn't. That was a no go. Like, she just wasn't. She's like, if you want me to pay for school, you're going to become a doctor. Period. So I just tried to go along with that, but I wasn't happy. I was miserable, man. And the more miserable I got, the more I tried to escape from that. I'm a good student. I'll tell you, I'm smart. And I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I'm not smart. Maybe I don't have the best common sense or street sense, but when it comes to books, I can get an A. It doesn't mean I remember everything that I studied, but for the class, I can always pull out an A. So that was just something that that was drilled into me from my childhood. So I was doing good in school, but the farther I progressed, and as I kept getting A's, I kept thinking, man, I'm gonna become a doctor. It became more and more real as I kept getting closer to that goal, and so I would keep sabotaging it. I'd start partying, and it was like self-sabotage. I'd start getting with the wrong people, if you will, partying more, not going to class, screwing up, and my life basically, and that was like, I went to three medical schools. I went to 3 medical schools. I went to one here in the States. I went to two pre-med programs in the States and 2 medical schools abroad. One in, so that's 5, yeah. I did 2 pre-med programs and 3 medical schools. I went one in Nepal, one in India, which I actually almost finished there. I finished the first part I almost finished, and then I sabotaged myself again. And then I went to the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean, and I did another a year there, and then I sabotaged myself again. It's really easy to sabotage yourself in a Caribbean country where it's just, the lifestyle is just like, enjoy life, basically. Everyone's just live carefree, let's do whatever you want. So, and that was kind of like what happened. I'm not to say that there are people who are responsible. People are responsible, but for a person, like, when you come in from the American lifestyle, the Western lifestyle, and you go live in the Caribbean, it's like it's just too much fun. It's hard for you to stay focused. So anyway, so that's what happened. And basically, so let's fast forward, that was 18 when I started. 8 years later, I was down in the dumps. And dumps meaning to say my life. Now, I had a girlfriend that was a millionaire. She paid for everything. We were both, and I got her into a lot of, I said millionaire, her family was rich. She wasn't a millionaire per se, but her family was rich, and she had a lot of money. And because of that, we were able to support our habits, and we had a nice place, and we had a car and everything, and we were able to do what we wanted, but it was just going nowhere. It was getting worse and worse by the day. And the day that she left, dude, she just one day, we were both in the house together, and we were both partying, and all of a sudden I went to my closet to get something, and I come out, and I can't find her anywhere in the house. This is a big apartment, actually. It was a 3-bedroom, and I had my best friend, he's like my brother, he was living with me too, and I was asking him, like, Jonathan, have you seen so-and-so? And like, he's like, no, man, I thought she was in your room, in y'all's room. And I was like, no, I haven't seen her. We looked, and lo and behold, she had boned out. She left, and never to be seen again. I never saw her from that day onward. She just called her parents and said, she was also, and that was, and I felt bad. I got other people into this, and it was really bad, and it was not a good situation. And I always, till this day, feel guilty from my side for contributing to that she was, in such a good way, and then she ended up, because of me and a person who I actually loved, I loved her to death, that I was actually, if she hadn't been smart and made that right decision, she would have been I would have brought her down with me, and eventually, I mean, she was already starting to come in that direction, and and she was, she owned her own business when I met her. She was doing so well, people respected her, and then all of a sudden, she just kind of stopped doing everything, and it was just, and it was all because of my bad influence, And I mean, I have to say, I don't always put full blame on myself for things like that. When a person is adult, they also have to learn to make the right decisions. But at the same time, if she hadn't met me, I doubt that she would have ever gotten to that. And so, I have to feel responsible. And then I started thinking back of all the other people that, I mean, it really hit me hard too. I'm telling you, we dated for 3 years almost. And it was like, it really hit me hard when she just, I mean, not a goodbye, never knew there was even a problem, that she was going to leave or nothing, and just disappeared. And then it was like, damn, what am I going to do now? And then I started thinking about my life, and like all the other people that, I got with the wrong people, but then I became the wrong person. I would be that person that your parents would tell you not to hang out with. I was the person that would bring you down, bring people down. I looked back on my life and I saw that I did that so often, just so I would feel good about the things I was doing. I wanted to have other people with me, so I would bring people down, and I would convince them, and I was good at that. And so that's when I thought about that, and man, I mulled that over, and then I didn't know for like 2-3 days, and my mom was, she happened to leave just when my mom was coming to visit. I think she did it on purpose, just so my mom would come and kind of handle the situation, because my mom was actually just coming for vacation. She didn't expect all this to happen, so she came, and that's what ended up happening. And my mom was there, and then 2 days later or 3 days later, while my mom was there, I just was thinking, and then she asked me, "What do you want to do?" And that was the moment, it was a moment where I was just sitting there and I was thinking, what am I going to do? And now I can continue down this path and probably be dead in a year or two, or who knows, if not dead, then just at the very rock bottom, living on the streets like a homeless person. Or, because my mom made it very clear, I'm done. Either you make a decision to change your life, or you do something. And I was actually considering not doing it. I was sitting there thinking about it, like maybe I should just see if I can do this out, just continue this lifestyle on my own. And I thought about it, then I thought back to all those people that I had brought down, and then to my girl, my ex, who I had brought down to that level where she had to actually call her parents and beg them to, get her out of the situation, because she didn't want to hurt me, but she knew that she couldn't continue that way, and she made the right decision, no doubt. And I realized that when I sat there and thought about that, I thought I want to change my life, and I made that decision to go in a different path. And it took 10 years, but I made it. I made the decision. And I could have gone the other way. I don't know where I'd be if I'd gone the other way. But I made the decision, and now that was 5 years ago, and now I am in a very, very different place. So, you never know what if I had just gone the other way? What if I had never made the decision? I wouldn't be here right now talking to you. So, that is what it was that change, and it was about making that decision, making the decision that sometimes you're scared to make, because for 10 years I was used to doing the wrong thing, doing this party lifestyle and drinking and whatever else, and getting high, and then all of a sudden and it's very uncomfortable to leave something once you're used to it, and to go to something different. And but I just sat there and I said, I have to, even though I thought about what could happen, maybe I won't do good at this, maybe I'll be a failure in life, even though I sober up, all this stuff. But I just said I have to make a decision, and I did. And I made the decision, and it's been the best decision ever. And I've met my beautiful wife. I have a great business now. I'm getting a degree. I travel all the time. It's ridiculous. My life couldn't be any better than it is now. And it could be. It's going to be getting better and better. But I mean, it's worlds apart from where it was, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy about where I'm at. So he says, like, when that decision hits your doorstep, sometimes you just got to think twice. And maybe even as scared as you are, you got to make a decision. So, now, let's stop for a second. That was a true story, and I meant every word of it. But, are you going to remember that more? Are you going to remember me telling you that, hey, if hey, statistically speaking, most people are going to end up when they retire. They're not going to have enough money to survive until until they pass, or they're not going to have enough money to survive to survive once they retire. Is that interesting to you, or is a story that, like I just told you, is that more gripping? Will you be able to will you be able to associate with that more? Will that, you know why? I'm telling you the answer is yes, you will be able to. You know why? Because it touches you on an emotional level in some way or the other. It's a story. It's something that people relate to more. They relate to stories, allegories, metaphors, anything like that. Anything where it touches a person's heartstrings. That is more valuable in your online marketing than just talking about statistics and making a lot of money or do. That's not going to get people, and that stuff is tired, played out. You got to use your own personal life. People these days, they love reality shows. Why do they love reality shows? Because, well, a lot of them are bunk. Some of them are, you know, semi-scripted. But yeah, people love to watch other people that are living their real lives, even though they're, you know, they got famous because of the reality show. They're seeing people being themselves. They're not acting. It's not, you know, it's not. They're just going like they can relate to that because that's, you know, that's them, but except for on the other side of the camera. So be yourself. Tell your stories. Use the stories from your life. Think about the things that are powerful in your life that you've done that have changed you. Whatever kind of story. You can use stories that are really powerful and impactful. You can use something that happened to you today. Maybe you got stuck in traffic and something happened. You had a fender bender and anything, whatever, where you can think of a moral or somewhere you can take any story and turn it into something where you can like get a moral out of it or get something powerful out of it to tell your prospects or the people you're marketing to, and they'll listen. And this can be in the form of a video, which I think is that's the best way, but also even in the form of email or whatever. If you can write a compelling story, get a catchy subject, and that's something we're going to talk about later in other videos, is, you know, catchy headlines for, you know, online marketing, or catchy subject lines. So, but anyways, point is, stay away from, you know, statistics and hype like, oh, you know, make $5,000 a week, or, you know, make, you know, $40,000 in a month. Stay away from the hype and stick with stuff that people can relate to, stuff that plays on their emotions and their heartstrings, and that tugs at their heartstrings, because that stuff, it'll stick with them because it touches them at an emotional level and they'll remember it. Think about all the stuff that you remember in life when, like, if you ever went to church, or if you ever went to summer camp and you sat around the fire and someone told a story, you remember those stories. You know why? Because it touches you in a different way. You know, a good joke, for example. You remember a good joke. You can't remember one line of your biology textbook, but you can remember the whole. You can remember like a 2-minute long joke that you have to recite from beginning to end if it made you laugh, if it was funny to you. It touches you in a way that you can't forget. So just think about that from now on. When you're marketing, remember, stick with stories, stick with analogies, metaphors, things that people can relate to, that they can use, that touches them on a different level, on an emotional level, and that will help them move forward. Move forward to opt in, and hopefully turn into a conversion. You know, that will convert late. You know, for you in your business. I'm sorry if my words are all like sounding crazy because I'm a little tired. But anyways, so I hope you get what I'm saying, and, you know, and this is stuff that I'm learning in the training that I'm taking, you know. So I would honestly, and I hope that you stick on with me and come back for more videos. If you want to learn more techniques like this is where I'm getting the stuff that I get like this, that really works, you know, that really creates the kind of lifestyle that I'm wanting to have, or that I'm living now, and that's getting better and better by the day. That my Wi-Fi office lifestyle. Then, you know, you click down below, and it'll take you someplace. Just put your email in there, and you can go to a video and see my mentor and learn from him. He'll train you on a lot of this stuff, and he'll give you a lot of free stuff before. I mean, not even, and you'll never have to buy if you don't want to. If you don't want to go with us and you have your own program, but he still has a lot of good stuff to teach. So I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt for you to sit down, you know, to put your name in there and sit down and listen to him for a while. Put your email in there and sit down and listen to it for a while, because I mean, I guarantee it'll be beneficial to you. And you know, and as I said, just remember, keep it to things that are going to touch people. Keep it to things that are going to touch people, that they can remember, they can relate to. Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone else when you're writing an email. Don't try to be someone else when you're making a video. Just be who you are. See, if I had to try to be someone else, then I wouldn't even publish this video, because I had so many errors. I stumble on my words. You know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm being who I am. I'm being who I am. I'm being like I am, being a human being, just like you, and just like everyone, you know, out there, you know. So, and that's what people relate to more, you know. Just like I said, you know, just stick with the stories, the metaphors and analogies when you're making videos for your online marketing campaigns, when you're doing email campaigns, whatever it might be. You know, just be real. Use stories. Try to stay away from statistics and stuff. I mean, you can use statistics in a way to illustrate something, but not to not to, you can't use stuff to capture statistics and stuff. People don't remember that stuff most of the time. So remember that. And if you want to learn more great training tips, I mean, this is nothing. This is minute. What compared to what I have coming. So, and if you want to learn more, if you can't wait for me to give the free trainings and tips and tutorials as I go along, you know, each day I'll probably be posting one. If you want to get on some of that stuff right now, just feel free to you know, I'll be having one on the bottom of my YouTube channel here. Just go ahead, click on it, and then put your email in, and you can find out a lot more of me, just golden nuggets, as my mentor puts it. So, you know, a lot of golden nuggets and diamond rings and silver coins and all that bling bling of internet marketing that you want to know about. You can get it down there. So go ahead and I mean, make that choice, man. You never know, it might change your life. All right, and I'll be back for more, but in the meantime, y'all have a good time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.